The UNM Cancer Center is the official cancer center of New Mexico and the only National Cancer Institute designated cancer center in the state.
Dr. Cosette Wheeler with the UNM Cancer Center has made a significant discovery about the HPV vaccination. And joining us now to talk about this breakthrough in health is Dr. Wheeler herself. Thank you for joining us.
Doctor, thank you. Really exciting stuff to talk about here, but first let's get a little bit of background about yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a molecular biologist who studies epidemiology, so molecular epidemiology in populations, which is studying disease and the prevention of disease. And I've been in New Mexico for 28 years, so
28 years. Okay.
A long time.
And you've been with the Cancer Center for the majority of that time, is
Yes.
that right? Okay.
Now, how did you get involved in this research?
Well, in the mid-1990s, it became fairly clear that it was maybe possible to develop HPV vaccines, which HPV are the cause, so human papillomaviruses are the cause of virtually all cervical cancer. And that work began about that time. So 20 years ago, we began participating in bringing vaccines forward for HPV because we were studying these viruses in the populations of New Mexico.
Gotcha. Well, and speaking of bringing it forward, Junaith, you released a new report on something that you're trying to take it even a step further from going to multiple doses into reducing into 1 or even 2 doses. So tell us about that.
So the clinical trials that were conducted with the 2 and now 3 HPV vaccines that are licensed in the United States were approved for 3 doses of vaccine. Now we have looked at the data to show that for one of those vaccines, which is Cervarix, it's a bivalent vaccine, it looks like 1 or 2 doses gives the same efficacy as 3 doses.
Okay.
And so this is very exciting, although we need to do more work on this, especially with the vaccine that's more commonly used in the U.S., which is Gardasil.
Okay.
Now, where does this place cancer prevention for the future?
Well, for the future, it's very exciting. One of the main limitations of HPV vaccine efficacy or effectiveness is the difficulty in the delivery of 3 doses, and that's true for any vaccine. So it's very hopeful that we will be able to lower the number of vaccines and still prevent the disease equally. And for countries outside of the United States where the major burden of cervical cancer lies, that's where the news is phenomenal.
Right, because it may be, and I mean, we get a little bit of taste of this here at home because of the rural nature of New Mexico. Of course, we have a lot of rural areas, a lot of areas in developing countries where this is happening. The fact of getting to the clinic to get 3 doses or 3 treatments can be difficult. So it may not even be an option of can we do it? It's not convenience. It's whether or not it can even happen. So this is very big. So now you said that clinical trials are happening. More needs to happen. What is the step after this, doctor?
So the next step would be to conduct a randomized clinical trial that would compare 1 versus 2 doses for both Gardasil and Cervarix. That's what's going to be necessary in order to assess what we can do more broadly, and especially in the United States where that kind of requirement will be in place with our Food and Drug Administration.
Gotcha. Okay, so this is something that is continuing on, folks. Of course, something here that, a lot of families, a lot of women, men, I mean, just families in general, this affects everybody. This is something we're going to keep our eye on here on CASA. So for more information about Dr. Wheeler's research, head over to CASA.com. We'll have all the links there. Thank you for your work.